Half
Oh.
a lot of my friends are in IT, and some of them have I mean, it's changed the way people work. They have the option of working at home a lot.
By definition.
Yeah, that's good or bad.
I thought it was gonna happen, but I think COVID pushed that paradigm further.
Yeah, it made force people to try it.
Hey, Art, can you
Yep.
hear me?
I can hear you. You're not real loud, but I can adjust my volume, so that'll work.
I can hear you perfectly, Art.
Yeah, you're on the TV now. We can hear everything.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But
I figured it out.
but my video isn't working.
Yeah,
I noticed that.
yeah, we can't see you on this side either,
And
I
we're
don't
not
know
sure
what
that's a
happened
bad
there.
thing, though.
but we can hear you perfectly.
You may have to jump out and come back.
Steve, yeah,
Okay, let me try that.
And
I went to my first Links meeting in a long time. Steve's the president.
Oh, okay, yeah,
He's always the president because no one wants to take it.
right. Okay. Yeah,
We,
once you're
we,
there, you have
we
it
meet
forever.
down at the Norwood Library on every third or fourth Saturday, depending on except we're not gonna meet till January because he
No.
couldn't get the room.
are you still, I don't think you're hosting anymore.
Me?
Barry
You.
Kimball that comes here, he comes, goes,
Does
Yeah.
does it look like you're hosting?
Me?
Yeah.
since I've never,
And he has
I
a big
don't know.
pile of
I don't
junk
know
he's
what
trying to
it
get rid
looked
of.
like
what's that?
anymore.
Yeah, he gave me a
I
weather.
I don't think you
radio
passed
this
it to
week.
me.
No.
I did.
Oh,
No
you did?
weather
Okay.
radio.
And then as soon as I came
I
back
thought
in, it
he
gave it
knew,
right back.
I
to me,
thought he
but
got
Oh,
affiliated with this group because of Linux.
Right.
He knew
Let's see if everything,
the late
All right.
Frank Hill.
I have a picture of
He
you, Art.
went to a seminar and Frank was there and told him about this.
I don't have video, but I have a picture. There you
There
are.
you
again.
are.
But now I can't hear you.
Yeah, it's like,
Set things up again.
oh, now we can hear you. We
Yeah,
can hear you perfect.
We got it now.
Okay.
Now we can't see Steve anymore.
That's
Well, he
because
wasn't-
Steve isn't here.
Oh, he was up on the list.
Well,
before.
don't pay any-
Yeah, Steve has disappeared.
We'll turn that volume down a little bit. Just because
That's cool.
now you want to see if we could go turn the microphone back
Based
into
on the weather
conference
guy on
mode so that
Channel 9, he said the new forecast
Turn
is
the microphone back
wetter and
into.
warmer.
it
for
had the conference
the winter, he
thing.
said, because the La
And I
Nina,
set it for the,
we're gonna
for
have
the
weather,
others
but
to try to
warmer.
suppress the echo. But if we
Okay.
get
He said the
echo.
further we get to winter, the more accurate the.
Oh, you're not using that microphone. Oh, okay.
Okay, can you hear me better like that?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
We can hear you perfect.
so we don't have any echo
And we got the
Or-
good microphone.
and we've got the good microphone.
We're gonna
And we
talk
got the
Roomba
decent
tonight, aren't we?
camera and we've got art.
I don't care, as long as
Well,
I'm
what
here.
about me? I need
Yeah.
a picture too.
Being with
Like
people.
seeing people. Yeah, I've been.
Dang.
So you guys are up on the screen?
Yeah,
Everybody can see you up on the big screen.
yeah, and we got the speakers using the TV monitor. It's got the speakers in it, which is very nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good job that Barbara reminded me to put on my pants before I got on.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Even though you're sitting down, we wouldn't have noticed if you wouldn't have told us.
I don't know if you can see,
Oh, yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Flying grunt, what's the flying? grunt?
that's what we've got going on right now.
Over at that.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a long
We could
period.
Is that a
even-
new camera or is that an old camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
my
Jim's,
camera.
that's Jim's camera.
I set one up so we can look back up at Leroy while he's got the camera looking downwind.
Oh, okay.
But now it's looking at Jim.
Oh, yeah, whoa, that's a better picture there, much better picture.
Yes.
How is it out in California, Art?
How is what?
How's
The
life?
smoke, got any smoke? You been smoking a lot out there?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, we got some rain this last week and we may be past that all now.
Some people got torrential rain out there.
That was Southern California for the most part and a little bit
Okay.
in the far north. But our area, we got an inch and a half at my house. So, you know, as long as it keeps it up real slow, we're fine. If they get torrential rain with the ground so dry, then you get mudslides and of course all the usual suspects.
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently the fires are a matter of history in terms of smoke generation, which is our concern.
yeah.
All it took was for us book tickets back to Ohio and the rain came. It was interesting. So, you know,
You
life
just
is like
can't.
that. We're currently scheduled to be there around mid-November. So at any rate, we got our boosters on Monday, Moderna boosters.
Yeah,
Well, y'all back to using booster seats?
that's
Pardon?
when I'm gonna get my next booster,
diapers?
probably in December.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I think my booster I get is in December. I got Moderna also.
Yeah, well, apparently now you can mix and match, but I
Yeah.
wasn't inclined to be a guinea pig, and I figured we got Moderna the first 2 times, and we'll get Moderna this time. And
Sure.
so we were eligible to get them at Kaiser, but you had to stand on a line there. And so we tracked down a place that represents Kaiser, which is Walmart, which was frankly almost walking distance from our house. And we went over there, and the advantage there was you didn't have to stand on line. All you had to do is sign up for an appointment. They were doing appointments every 20 minutes, and we showed up at the appointed time and got them. I had a little reaction this time, but not bad.
I had one on the second, a little, about a 4 day, a little, feeling a little puny on the second.
The 2nd of October,
No, the second booster.
the second booster.
I got, well, the second, no, not the second booster, the second Moderna. I got 4 days. I felt a little puny.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the way I was. But
I got full-time COVID in November. You don't want it if you never had it, you don't want it. So
well, that was my thinking. At any rate, we got our Modernas while we were still in Ohio. We had one the end of February and one at the end of March. So we were eligible for boosters. You're eligible for a booster, at least with Moderna, after 4 months.
okay.
And so when we were in Ohio, we got them at a Rite Aid in Xenia.
Okay.
I don't know if you know where Xenia is, but
Yeah, I know. It's Greene County.
It's up near.
I'll take your word for that. It was a 50-mile drive from our house in Milford.
I went to the Butler County Fairground.
Okay. At any rate, we had ours for, I guess, 5 months at this point, and we decided, okay, let's go for it. So once we were eligible, you know, and I think they've only approved the boosters, what, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
They're working on a 4th booster for compromised people.
Yeah, but they'll need some waiting time between the first booster and the second booster. So.
Hey, Lever, I see you're running Linux Mint. I'm running Linux Mint now too on 2 of my machines.
When we were gone for a year,
Yeah. I
we
like
started,
it.
we started using Zoom. Zoom, of course, runs on, it runs on Linux. So I switched back because I hate Windows, and I hated that once a week I had to actually use Windows. So
Yeah.
now I'm back to Linux and I'm happy.
Well, it's interesting. I'm with you, Leroy. I have clients that insist on using Windows on their desktops. And it is there's no polite term for it, okay?
Yeah.
And it's complicated by the fact that these clients are basically icon pushers. They're people that
Mhm.
if you move an icon to the opposite side of the page, they're confused. Okay. So any rate, so I can sympathize with you.
Yeah.
Although it did force me to put up an instance of Windows on a old a spare tower that I had around here. So, you know, and I did learn some things about Windows that I had not known before.
I know when Steve runs Windows, he always runs it on a virtual machine on Linux. He won't run it per
Yeah.
se.
Yeah.
Well, this one I needed to simulate what they were doing, so I didn't want to compromise the experiment. I wanted to see what they were experiencing, and so I had a spare server, workstation, whatever you want to call it, around, and I disconnected the drive, left it in the box, threw in another 2T drive, and loaded Windows.
Now you use Chrome too. Does Linux Zoom run on Chrome, Leroy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Actually, I'm getting rid of Chrome. I installed Brave browser last week. And
Installed what?
Brave,
I've never heard of Brave.
Brave browser, it's just brave.com. And it's based on Chrome or Chromium, but it's doesn't take up nearly as much resources, at least from what I can tell so far. And it's got ad blocking built in and some other features built in, and it just seems like a better Chrome browser.
And you can use it on Linux?
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
I'll bring it up here in a second.
Okay. I've never heard of it before. You guys, that's why I come here. You teach me a lot.
Leroy,
Yes.
is that just a straight app install out of the
No, I went ahead and it may be already in the repositories, but I went ahead and added the Brave repository.
how do you spell it?
Brave, BRAVE. Here, I added the Brave repository. It's in the chat.
It's not in the Ubuntu repository.
Yeah, when you go to their site, they'll tell you what you need to do to add it to the repositories. It's real simple. Then, of
Oh,
course,
it's Brave, BRAVE. Okay.
and,
Maybe if I get the right, it will be in the repository.
I don't think it is, because they tell you how to add it to the repository.
Oh, there's a snap version. Okay.
Yeah, I don't install the Snap. I don't really. I have heard really bad things about Snap.
Have you?
Yeah. So much so that I uninstalled it on this laptop and on my desktop.
So you're gonna do Roomba tonight, aren't you? The
Roomba?
Roomba? Maybe that was from last week.
Oh, was that, oh, you look on the internet?
Yeah, meetup,
Oh, yeah, I got a
picture of the room up there.
Oh, yeah, the picture was, I left the picture up.
Okay, I didn't know what the topic
He did
was.
Roomba, yeah, he's got a programmable Roomba. You're way behind, that's why that was our first meeting.
Okay,
Well, it's installing from Snap. So we'll see how that goes.
have you ever, heard of Rufus?
Something is making, is
use a
breaking up
flash
the
drive,
audio.
like, there's something called Ventoy. It's a utility tool that Steve was talking about in Linux. You ever heard of Ventoy? He said you need to look into it. Ventoy. He loves it. Anyway.
Is it a Linux thing?
No, it's a utility program for booting a USB.
Oh, wow.
He loves it. He just raves on it, all the things you can do.
This is Brave browser. Doesn't look very much different than Chrome, does it?
And I'm gonna study about Ventoy. Have you ever heard of Ventoy for USB drives, utility?
The thing about
Rufus?
Chrome is it propagates your
That's another one.
everything.
We are at the Linux.
Propagates all your tabs and
Yeah, I haven't
links
been
and all
here.
that.
Well, this will too,
Oh,
if I had any tabs
I
to
haven't been
do.
here for like a year.
I made a,
I used to have carpeting on.
I made a couple of changes to it, which,
It had COVID on the carpet.
let's see.
Well, they had COVID, so they got,
Yeah, so it's here.
System.
So what's the advantage?
I think the big advantage is it's not Chrome.
it's.
The thing that it seems to actually work. It seems to me like, from a resource standpoint, Chrome kept slowing that one, my desktop way down constantly. This one doesn't seem to do that. Plus, it's got built-in ad blocking, which actually seems to work.
Is it as good as DuckDuckGo?
I don't know. I don't like DuckDuckGo. I don't like.
I use it all the time because, well, what's his name? Guy lives out in Indiana. you know.
Share causes the audio to break up. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think we had this problem the last time too.
Hmm.
When you do a share, the audio just sounds like the old days on cell phones where you were driving down the highway and it sounded like a machine gun rather than somebody
Yeah,
talking.
right. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm using too much bandwidth by doing that. I don't know.
I'd be driving down the highway and they had speakers on the side and
I'm
that
not even
sound.
sure how
I thought
to.
my car was
how to
blowing out.
fix
It
that.
was the cell phone.
Well, don't worry about it. I can interpret from context.
Well, I had heard about Brave. It's been around for a year, and
Okay.
it took me that long to finally bite the bullet and do it. And I only did it because my desktop machine, which is an i5, is slower than my old i3 machine when I was running Chrome, and it was locking up and freezing. So I just said, I will try it on that machine. And it seemed to actually fix the problem.
I did have some trouble with Chrome on my older laptops now that you
Yeah.
mention it.
And seemed to fix the problem. When you first install it, it says, it asks if you want to import your bookmarks and all your favorites and all that stuff. And as soon as I did that, it imported all my Chrome extensions and everything. I mean, it was a breeze. The only thing I had a small problem with was I use an extension called Join, which is a URL sharing kind of app. And that was really the only thing that I had a small problem with, but it was easy to fix. I just turned on the Google push notifications in the settings and it sort of fixed it. So I don't really have a huge problem with Google itself. It was just Chrome was causing me problems.
The slowness. Huh?
Interesting.
So, and like I said, it's still based on Chrome. I mean, it's still basically Chrome. I was trying to find what version so we could see what the Snap, what you get with Snap. So there's my version number. I have 1.31.87.
Well, it's using Chromium, of course. A lot of stuff's using Chromium now.
Well, Chrome uses Chromium.
Yeah,
Is Chromium a part of Chrome?
I think vice
It's
versa.
the open source version.
And now I think Microsoft's browser uses something based off Chromium, whatever it is this week. You got anything today, Vicente?
Not really.
No, please?
Dealing with my 3D printer.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday and today trying to make it work because it was in the basement for a year. I had to adjust everything again.
Have you ever built a ham radio transceiver?
No,
Would you like to build one?
not really. I like the boxes of them.
I got one. I got a kit, a complete kit right here.
I have several
Here's
kits.
the circuit board. There's the parts. Two
Just need someone to
transistors.
build it.
I'll just
Pretty one.
see if somebody's interested in it. Somebody.
Audio breaking up again.
We didn't do anything, I promise.
Yeah, I've got a CW 40 meter transceiver kit for like $3. It has a crystal 7.026 crystal and two transistors and one integrated circuit. The integrated circuit is an op amp. I mean audio amplifier, LM386.
We apparently are having audio problems.
Can you hear us?
Oh, I was going to see.
Because there's no
Oh,
green,
wow.
there's no green around his picture. His video.
I don't think it's a bandwidth issue.
Yeah, it's we should be good.
His image is moving smooth.
He's
What if I turn the volume down, or the microphone volume down a little? Does that help?
You can automatically adjust microphone volume.
Yeah, it doesn't. Does that help?
I don't know if
Here's
you
it
can
all.
hear you.
He's still a little bit loud. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Mark,
It worked.
We've lost.
his mic is off. It says in the left-hand corner. You can
His
see
mic,
the mic.
his mic is off.
Oh, okay.
He may be thinking, it's him, and I'm not sure that it is. Can you hear me? Don't know. I don't have any idea.
Well, there's a snowball, microphone is not selected.
Yeah, but it's selected here.
Oh.
And
Okay.
Zoom will let you select your own stuff. Can you hear us, Art? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to try. Can you hear me? Art.
You got,
I don't
you
know.
can get system information from Zoom. Settings, under settings, you can do statistics and accessibility. Switch to speaker views, it's okay. Screen mode, statistics. Latency 11 milliseconds, jitter 4 milliseconds, packet loss 0%.
I heard someone breathing. Was that Art?
Art's breathing. Art's there. Well, I
He
typed
did.
it.
He said, can you hear us?
I don't.
Hello.
I thought I heard Art in the background.
He says no, he can't hear us.
We can hear him breathing occasionally.
Have him reconnect and see if that fixes it. We've run into that issue before.
Yeah, you think it's him, or you?
It could be us because we're
It-
perfect.
Now, Jim, when you talk, since you're close to his mic, he could hear you,
My mic is muted and
but you can talk through there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
had
he-
yours,
he
you
can
could
hear him
could
as
have
well as he
feedback.
can
That's a
hear
nice
me.
big mic there.
Yeah, hello. He can't hear.
He can't hear us.
I love technology until it doesn't work.
Yeah, we haven't been having any problems with
Yeah,
this.
have him reconnect.
I
We're,
walk in if I
we're
said
back
who walks in.
to the good old
Right.
reconnect days. Let's see.
Time to move to Ohio, Art.
I thought I heard him clicking there.
Don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it's just reconnection. You know, Zoom gets confused, particularly when you're switching drivers. I wouldn't be surprised if Zoom wasn't confused. Severe.
He disappeared again.
Okay, I asked him to reconnect. Oh, I should
Can we
reconnect.
go to 7 o'clock?
Why would you need to read?
6:45.
Usually we go to 7.
Be out by 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you need to reconnect, Jim?
Because he suggested it. That's a good idea. Boing. Leave meeting. And, okay.
I'm very confused. I don't know what happened.
He's running
He's gonna
Linux Mint.
sign back in.
He's running Linux Mint with the Zen.
Art's here.
Oh,
All right. Can you hear us now, Art?
Yes, I can.
Key, Ann Arbor.
Hear you
Well,
like a
thank you,
champ.
thank you very much.
The solution's everything.
I have no idea.
I'm a Windows guy, you know? It don't work, reboot it. I forgot about your Windows skills that you
Next
learned.
time you use Windows.
It is definitely not time to use Windows.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you just
Now
fine.
I'm here.
Wonderful.
Okay, well, I didn't realize I was wonderful, but okay.
I said had the gift, some of us had the gift, you know?
I don't know. I'm just here.
Saves me trying to lip read, that's for sure.
Okay. So we're good, and then it got confused with the drivers moving around on your system and it does that. It's
Yeah,
good.
but I don't understand how, if it was my system, why, when Art reconnects, he could hear me.
Well,
Because I didn't change.
that's a
anything.
why question. Point that at him or
Yeah.
him, not me.
Not me.
We're
I
not
just-
allowed to ask.
That's above
why
our pay
questions.
grade.
I just made it work. That's good as all. FM.
We're not allowed to ask why questions. And I don't know. Because the why doesn't make sense.
Also, so Raspberry Pi's got a new 4 processor. You got it?
That's what I heard. That's what we were talking at the Linux meeting on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Talk to Vicente. Vicente told me about it.
I heard about it on Saturday. That's all I know.
And you don't have one yet? You got it on order? I don't know.
It's not even listed on the website. Well,
We'll let you soon, any moment.
yeah,
Are you talking about the Raspberry Pi Zero?
the 02. Yeah, the.
Yeah, the 02. Yeah,
Man, you're way behind, man. You got the 02.
Yeah, it's not on the Micro Center website yet, or it is, but it says there's nothing there. So we're just waiting for it to show up so we can buy it. Because we don't know why we need it. We just know we need it.
You want it. Because it's there.
That is a why question, and you are not allowed to ask why questions.
Hey, I'm sorry. I haven't been here for a
You can
while.
buy as many as you want because they don't use space. You can put them anywhere.
Yeah.
In a shoebox or whatever.
I wish instead of upgrading the processor, which it needed an upgrade, but I wish they would have added 5 gigahertz to it instead of the 2 gigahertz.
They're claiming to overclock them to 3 gigahertz.
No, I'm Wi-Fi,
Oh, I found.
5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Yeah. I mean, that's,
Is dual Wi-Fi, 2.4 and 5 or just 5?
according to raspberrypi.com, it's just 2.4, which I think is a huge missed opportunity. It really needs.
Now, the latest Wi-Fi, you realize, is 6.
6 gigahertz?
The new routers come with 6. If you're gonna be on the bleeding edge, you need one with 6 gigahertz.
If you're missing out, you gotta get a 6.
Yeah, it's got more bandwidth is what they're doing. Because, the 2.4 is wiped out. It's, not much there. And the 5 is starting to get populated, but the 6 is even more.
It's like
Yeah.
a spinal tap. It goes to 11.
the problem is that most IoT devices still operate at 2.4.
Yeah, the surveillance video family is slowly moving there. I've got a 5 surveillance camera. Yeah. my first. And it does make a difference. Oh, yeah. 2.4 is getting busy. With the .265 compression, it's very nice.
Cool. So what's the camera that you've got, Jim? That's a 5?
It's the geez, the one I've been humping. What's the latest one I've been having? The Rio Link. Yeah, I got the 4 megahertz PTZ or 4 megabit PTZ Rio Link, and it comes with 5. You get there are a couple of versions of them. One's 5, the cheap one's 2.4. Yeah, the Rio Link. It's pretty good camera. Yeah, I've had it on the front porch about 6 months.
Any less packages stolen?
I got a picture of a guy peeing in the driveway in his Cadillac. He drove up in his Cadillac and he jumps out and he runs to the back of his Cadillac and he says, "Oh, he can't do it there." Then he comes back down behind his door and decides it's time to drain the lizard right there in my driveway.
In the daylight.
It's daylight, broad daylight. It's like 5 o'clock, you know.
That's why he needs to carry a coffee can in his car.
So fortunately, I had my spotlights out. I turned my spotlights on. He didn't appreciate that, I don't think, and left. I got those 2 motorcycle spotlights I can turn on because they're on IoT. So I spotted him up.
So all you need then is a DNA analysis of his urine.
Yeah, there's license.
Oh, do y'all want to see that? I got the clip. Oh, yeah.
No,
let
we
me-
probably don't need to
It
see
doesn't
that.
really show much.
This shows you the doors, Cadillac
It's a
doors.
PG version of the urination.
Yeah, so-
Let's see, I can do that by doing this and. Oh, I don't have to go there. I can just do it right here. That's right.
And the new trail cams better.
Did-
Oh, yeah, I'm getting, I've got a 16 megapixel trail cam now, so I'm getting some very crisp raccoons and stuff.
Very good.
Did you get the snap of Brave installed?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Did do you know what version it installed?
Let me take a quick look here and see if I can find out the version. It says it is 1.31.87.
Oh, it's the current version then. Okay.
Actually, what it says is version 1.31.87 Chromium. Here, I'll just do a screen capture of that and
Oh, hang on. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's got the Chromium build next to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
mine
it does.
does.
Ray's here. Hi, Ray.
Oh,
There's a boy.
In the middle of the day.
Yep, that's
He
him.
must have really just had to go.
Yeah, must have.
I figured he had beard there. That's a picture of him in action right there.
That's why you carry one of those coffee cans in your car.
Somebody's talking. Something's talking.
Hey, you got his license plate.
Oh yeah, I got his tag. Big time. This is right in my driveway.
Yeah, I got it.
Hello. Howdy. Glad you was able to drop by.
Well, that's
I have a question for you.
Hi, Ray.
Hey Ray, that was a movie of the guy that visited my driveway and wet it down for me.
Hi,
His
Pen.
Cadillac.
Is it on the power supply or is it on the controller?
Wet it down. What do you do? Get out of his car and pee on your driveway?
Yeah,
exactly.
we saw him. That's what he's doing. I didn't know what the heck he was doing. Then I saw the little puddle down there and I said, hey. That's when I turned my little motorcycle spotlights on to let him know people were watching him.
Oh, it's car peed on that.
On his driveway.
What a jerk.
Yeah, what a jerk.
The high and the low pin, is it in the controller that's wired?
Ray just got muted. Boom.
Looked like Ray's been beat, rode hard and put up wet today, huh, Ray? Yeah. He may be into the chocolate coated peanuts or M&Ms or something.
I muted you, Ray. Unmute yourself. I muted you. There you go.
I worked 80 hours in the past 4 days. I am exhausted.
So I'm guessing a lot of new stuff is going on with you then.
It's the same old stuff.
Just a
Sell
lot of-
laser, deliver it, drive somewhere, set up a laser, drive, set up a laser, drive, sleep in your truck, drive, set up a laser, drive, go to a hotel. Yeah.
Just a lot of it. Same old stuff, just a lot.
Yeah.
Just keep throwing money at you, right?
It's just not enough money. I wish it was more. I'm doing my Excel sheets here, trying to figure out if it's worth it to go get another job.
I know somebody that has a laser cutter that they need somebody to operate.
That's the operations department.
That's the
not
operations
right. Yeah,
department.
that's not right.
No, I'll go be a high school teacher. Get my summers off.
Hey, we got a transceiver you want to put together, Ray? Here's the circuit
What
board.
is it?
There's a circuit board. Okay.
Yeah, sounds great.
You see it?
Here are the parts. There are the parts.
Sounds great. I love it. I should have driven down there today.
Less than $3.
Tell Leroy, bring it up here.
Oh, okay. It's a 7.026 plus or minus 3 kilohertz.
So is this one you had on Wix this afternoon, Jim?
I don't think I had it on Wix. Did I put it on Wix?
Yeah, there was something about a build your own, blah, blah, blah.
No, there is one. We got one on order that allows you to use a PC to interface to it. It's a 8-band single sideband transceiver, and we're trying to figure out how to operate it remotely. So somebody like Leroy could use it remotely with me with a 40-meter dipole or something, or a tri-bander beam that somebody donated to the club. Yeah, a THDX6.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a cubicle quad or something. Entertaining. So yeah, you want to put together a kit, right, for fun? It's pretty sophisticated. 2 transistors. He's up. He's in. Okay. Here's the box. There's the official box.
Now you live pretty close to where Ray's business is, don't you?
Not anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, and we got a.
Where you live at now? You live in Franklin next to JD Legends, don't you?
he lives in-
Yeah, it's not as
He
close as I
actually
used to
lives
be.
in-
It's close enough.
You can take the long route. You can swing up by me, can't you?
Yeah,
I know where Hope Field is.
I
Hey,
can
man, you don't
do
have to.
almost anything. I moved to
Okay.
Franklin. I can do almost anything, Ray. Almost.
That's what I tell my
Okay.
kids. I'll do anything. I'll try.
I can't fly, but I want to.
I took flying lessons and I quit.
Oh,
Got-
I didn't,
got to
I
do-
wasn't talking
got to
about
do
lessons. I
installs.
was talking about flying.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Okay. We'll put a big drone
I can,
on you and fly, let you fly.
I can fly drones. I can fly.
Well, I've
I
seen
haven't
you.
been flying a
I
plane.
saw you
in-
out here flying a drone, what, 2 springs ago?
I haven't flown a plane since I was very, very little. Dad doesn't have his pilot's license anymore, so I haven't flown a plane.
I took a license of Hogan, it used to be Hogan Field before Hamilton bought him out. Hogan. I quit when we did stalls at Chicken Down.
That'd get me going.
And we hit thermals, hit a plow field or a asphalt.
It's actually, I learned to fly a glider. Gliders are cool.
Yeah. I've never done a glide. Did a Cessna 151 and 171 and 72.
Jim, was that an eBay?
Yeah, it's the Pixie. It's a standard kit. You can get them on eBay, Amazon, wherever. Look for Pixie 40-meter transceiver. And they're about $4, $3 or $4, and a couple of bucks shipping. So yeah. Yeah, XIE, I think. I don't know. Try that.
Is it single band or like single frequency?
It's,
Yes, you can convert it to 80. You gotta have the right capacitors. They have
Can you
a
change the
crystal-
frequency to within the
they have a
band?
They have a crystal kit. You can get like 11 frequencies for $12 on eBay. But it's rude and crude. It's a direct conversion. And if anything's nearby, load the front end, but it's cute.
And it's got lots of instructions and the entire FAQ with it.
It's got the instructions. I just showed you the instructions. It's got a schematic.
Okay.
And it has a list of all the parts. So it's not like it's highly sophisticated. It's not.
and it's about
It's-
$5.
40 meters is not the antenna, it's the distance. Right? 40 m is the distance.
Yeah, it's the length of the way. It's a
No,
wavelength.
the antenna, just the distance.
It's the wavelength. Yeah. These things that they work long distances. You can work long distances with these. You
It's-
get the right time.
It's CW, it's a CW
Yeah,
transmitter.
it's Morse code.
Oh,
It's so cheap that must produce cancer or something.
Yeah. Well, it's putting out like 100 milliwatts, so you're not gonna get much cancer off 100 milliwatts. Yeah.
Do I have to have my own CW keyer?
Yes.
You just have to have one of those little snap action switches, that circuit board mounted snap action switches, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
it's-
one of those.
The CW here is,
Would be nice to decide a box of $40.
Does
It's-
it come?
it's like-
Click, click,
it
click,
doesn't
click,
come
click.
it's an audio jack,
Oh, okay.
standard audio jack kind of deal.
And basically the audio jack is just collecting closed and open signal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's got a
Or
CW, audio
Is it
jack.
receiving a audio signal or is it receiving a closed and open?
It's got an
You can't-
LM
you can't.
386 and it's gonna give you tones because basically it's.
Yeah, LM386 is the audio amp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yep.
that's for the transceiver part. That's for the receiver.
And it's got, then one of the transistors is a mixer.
That is the keyer right there.
Oh, does it have a keyer?
That's where the
Jack?
keyer would plug in.
Oh, the jack, yeah.
And then
Okay.
the headphone, there's a headphone jack, so you could get them backwards, I guess. You could plug your headphones into the keyer jack since they're the same size.
All right.
And right next
What's
to
the
each
model
other.
on that little thing? Let me do some research really fast.
If you want the theory, look for Rick's Pix, RIXPIX. He's got his own flavor of it, and he also gives you the theory.
And it's a Pixie transmitter?
Yeah. Yep. Pixie and Rick's Pix, RIXPIX is just the website, a guy that has his own flavor of it, and he gives you the theory of operation.
Is it RIX?
RIXPIX and Pixie. Oh, I could look it up. Hey, geez. Yeah, there it is. Rick's Pixie transceiver. Well, there it is. Okay. Now I gotta do is find out where I was. Oh, there I am, and share it. And applications, and there. And share. Okay. Yeah, it gives you the philosophy.
His is a slightly different band, isn't it?
He used
Same.
80 meters. You just have to change the inductor.
Same,
Yeah.
same idea. It's the
Yeah.
Same idea.
A crystal oscillator followed by one stage milliwatt power amp and a pi output filter feeding 50 ohms. When the key is not pressed, the emitter current on the power amp was limited to a small value by a 10K ohm resistor. In the receive mode, the power amp base emitter junction was being used as a diode detector, while a crystal oscillator was beating with signals coming into the antenna pi filter. This is a rudimentary product detector, which product detector means they could receive single sideband, huh, right?
I don't know.
But they actually, some people put capacitors in series with the crystal to change the frequency, to vary the frequency slightly. And some people have shifted the frequency significantly, but that's much more complex. A crystal is a very simple way to get a specific frequency.
Okay. And you can just tune into that certain frequency.
Yeah, and then you got a capacitor on there, so you can actually shift the frequency, but it's like 3 kilohertz, which is nothing.
Yeah.
But they have
So the-
fixed frequency for these, low power
Yeah.
things.
What happened? Where did Art go? Art disappeared?
I don't know.
I can hear it.
Where'd I go?
Your video turned on, muted?
Yeah,
Where is it?
my video's on.
Yeah. it
I
looks
don't know
like-
where I went.
You don't.
Let
look
me
as
hunt
good-
around.
You're not looking as
He's
good as you
he's in
were.
a black hole.
Can you see yourself? That's what's important.
We're just.
No,
taking
I
off
can't.
photos With Art.
He
There's-
can't even see
he's
himself.
That,
man.
that tile is empty.
Yeah, he's in the
Flip-
dark.
You flip screens around and look what happened. The whole world flops.
He had a power outage in California again. Dang.
Well, it's interesting because you can hear the audio.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear you perfect.
Mm.
Yeah, it says audio gone again. When did, that was a few minutes ago.
Well,
16.
that was when you were sharing.
Oh,
So,
Try muting your audio and muting your video and then unmute it. Hit that when you're back.
Excuse me. Mute the, oh, stop video.
Oh my God.
We got a picture now.
That's just.
There you
There you
insane.
go. You're back.
That's
See,
interesting. I
Windows
stopped
guy-
the
if you're a
video
Windows
and
guy, You know all these things.
You're back. You're back.
I don't know. Mystery to me.
just weird, just weird.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. It really hasn't given us any problem until today.
Well, we've had audio issues before. We've had audio issue with Art before.
Yeah, well.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
specifically during shares. I don't know what happens in shares, but somehow or another, the audio really breaks up terribly. And then when we go back off the share, there's no problem. So, don't know. It's one of those mysteries.
It's a Zoom thing though, isn't it? It's gotta be. Zoom.
It's hard work keeping track of where it's coming from and where it's going.
That's
to.
true. Is that a why thing that we're not dealing with?
Yeah, I noticed you didn't say why, because you're gonna lose some hair if you did. You get skin in your head.
I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just here.
That'd be a good trick to get a student to put together a little transceiver just and see if you can get him interested in doing something stupid like that. I mean, something interesting. I find it interesting. I got no problem putting it together. I thought it might be interesting for someone else. It'd be fun. That's a fun little project and something that works when you're finished with it and you might be able to talk to somebody with it. That's just way cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And some little, when I was, 15 years old, 12, 14, 15, that would have been a cool project.
Yeah.
And if you blow it up, oh well.
Well, I'm guessing that when I was 15-year-old, the ICs used were not even invented. And in fact, that equivalent would have probably been about the size of a bread box.
Well, it would have been a 6L6 when you were a kid.
I'm not sure when the 6L6 came out.
That's World War II vintage, pre-World War II. They were big.
Well, I don't go pre-World War II, but I certainly in the 50s I was doing amateur radio.
Yeah, 6L6. 807.
In the 50s, I was using a lot of war surplus or military surplus to making receivers and transmitters.
Yeah, you would have used a 6L6. Absolutely. It's a driver to, you get 6-7 watts out of it. 6L6.
Yeah.
Use it as an oscillator. Yeah.
I used a lot of Arc 5 former Navy surplus. You could buy them at the surplus store for, I don't know, $3 to $5. So that was right in my
Yeah.
price range. Of course, I hate to think about what that $5 is in based on inflation to today.
Especially in the last few months, the way prices.
Oh, that's the power jack. Keys over here.
Can't go to Aldi. Half the time I go there, I can't get any half the restaurant that I want.
There's only one IC on this. It's the amplifier.
Audio amp. Yeah, the LM386 that's it. I mean, it's
Everything else is discrete.
two
Yeah,
tra-
it's
yeah,
just-
2 transistors.
There's bunch of resistors. Three inductors, a variable resistor, and a half dozen capacitors,
And an IC.
and an IC. Well, the IC is only used for the
Audio.
headphones. So really, you could get away with that if you don't want to hear anything.
Well,
It's a
if you can't hear anything, that makes kind of the communications one way.
They don't even list the diodes on the.
Yeah, it's there. It's a 2 4001s and one 4148, I think.
I don't see the diodes.
On the right hand side.
Oh, no.
Well, the 4001s have been around forever.
Yeah. Got a pair of those. That's just a rectifier. The 4148 that sounds like, is that what it is? 4148? That's a standard Germanium type, I think,
Yeah.
for receiving. That's probably your product detector diode.
There's some Chinese component too. That doesn't say what it is. It's listed in the component list as a Chinese component.
Chinese mystery component. Okay.
Yeah, and get a set of those 12 crystals for the handband for 40 meters for like $11, and you'll be ready to work the band, work all of 40 meters.
Now, are they plug-in?
No, you'd have to get a receptacle to make it plug in. They're soldering, but you just put plug-in pins there. They recommend that. Some of the other guys recommend using the pins, and then some of them even show you how to use switches. And if you use a switch, you got to short out the other crystal when you put a
Yep.
crystal. That sort of stuff, and putting capacitors in series with it and inductors in series with it. And they said you can use 100 picofarad variable to shift the frequency 3 or 4 kilohertz.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody had one to tune the upper end of the band, but I've never seen the circuit. I'm sure it wouldn't be, it's going to get unpleasant when you start doing that sort of stuff. The rock, using a rock is so easy.
So What's the interval on the set of crystals that they have available?
They have various frequencies they use for QRP. Just go to eBay and do a search for radio crystals and put in 7.026 and you'll find the standard crystals. 7.030 is another one. I think 7.050 may be another one, but they're
Okay.
standard. Yeah, they're standard crystals they use. Radio crystals.
Maybe cheaper if you buy a kit.
Okay, there, 40-meter crystals. There it is, $6. Oh,
That's for one?
that's for several. Looks
Let's
like.
see.
Oh yeah, that's 30, 35, 40, 48, 55, 60, 114, and 122. All of them are out of the voice band, which is good. That's a good thing.
8.
Yep.
There's 8 crystals.
8 crystals for $6.
8
hey?
crystals for $6. That's less than $1 a crystal.
That's amazing.
And it's in the United States.
And back in my day, each one of those would be $7.
Oh,
Plus
at
shipping.
least.
Yeah, plus shipping. Yeah.
At least.
And
Those
you might find
crystals-
out what soda and POTA means.
Well, soda, what is soda? POTA is parks on the air. Soda is summits on the air. So you go up to the top of a mountain. POTA, they're contests,
Oh, okay.
sort of.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so they are standard crystals. Okay. And you can buy crystals for 80 meters. You just need to change a resistor and a capacitor, change a capacitor and an inductor.
There's 420,
Uh-huh.
420 meter,
Yeah, this thing works on 20 meters too. I've seen people who work on 20. So,
420 meter crystals for $7.
but the thing is, you don't want to be on any other AM transmitters particularly because it'll overload the front end in a heartbeat.
Yep.
So you've got, on 20 meter, you can get
PSK,
PSK,
W18W practice. Huh?
QRP. There's some additional crystals, and I'm guess you'd have to change some inductors or something around a little.
But you'll see there are hundreds of these variations of this and people doing stuff. That one thing I noticed is if you try to get the VFO for this thing, somebody wants you to prove you're not a robot, and I'm a little scary to go through that.
So you're a robot.
Yeah.
Been hiding this from us all this time, huh?
Yeah. This is very unique stuff. And we're doing, we got a transceiver. We got a real full-blown 8-band transceiver, single sideband on order. It's on order. And it has a remote connected to a PC running Windows or Linux, as the case may be. If you let us go on our own, we'll run amok. Just something happened to run across.
I dropped a couple links for those crystals in the
Okay, thank you.
But you can find others. There's a bunch of them up there on eBay. So
Oh, yeah. Okay.
oh, there goes audio again.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now he knows what to do when you have audio trouble.
Actually, I don't have any audio trouble this time.
Maybe by the time we come out, you'll have audio trouble. This ain't gonna be no ICOM, Ray, sorry. You
Really?
change the- Shift the frequency, you're gonna hear some weird things going on. Because you got a delay in the conversions. It's got 80, 60, 40, 30, 20, 17, 15, and 10. This uses that 1602 LCD screen that Leroy brought in 5 years ago. It's using the same one. The main thing is
It's an
cheap.
Arduino.
Yeah. These are the versions of it. Actually, there's several versions of the same radio. It has this thing, which is it's got a built-in microphone if you want it and speaker. The version that we got is just the box with the microphone. And there's the 1600 LCD display. It's crude, but you can talk single sideband on it. And this one has the interface to the PC, to the Ham Radio Deluxe or some software like that. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off, so check your audio.
I'm good.
Okay.
Ray, you look like you could use a little rest.
For a while, right, for a while.
It's worked 80 hours in the last 4 days. It's like running on vapors.
Wait a minute, anybody seen Steve? Where did Steve run off to today? Yeah.
Haven't seen Steve.
He flashed on momentarily at the beginning of the session and then
That was me.
disappeared.
That
Oh, that
me.
was you?
That was me.
Okay.
Steve's not really here.
Yeah, I thought he was. He said, don't look at the screen.
Steve has been generous enough to let us use his account so that we
Oh,
get all the time or free time.
Oh, you're using Steve.
so that's the reason he's flashed on there at the beginning?
Right. Until I renamed him to me, Automation Technology.
Okay.
You know something about this meeting in the Siemens interview?
I don't know anything.
Over in Milford. He said he was going over there.
Yeah.
Oh, today?
At Siemens today.
These are in public, so we probably don't want to discuss his doings. Is like talking about where Ray is. We don't want to say too much
He's
about
not
that.
here today, maybe I will sign.
Yeah. He just talked about it briefly on Saturday.
I don't know nothing. I'm just here. It's gonna be my excuse from now on. I don't know nothing. I'm just here.
You and Schultz.
I see nothing.
Nothing. Yes.
You need to look at in the
They're
news
always
list
bombing
on
that. They're always bombing that factory just outside of Dusseldorf.
if you look in the meeting announcement this week, you'll see there's a people shared note photos, NOPE note photos. It's quite entertaining. Ray needs to look at that. Just look at your meeting announcement and the news about number 6 or 7 down, you'll see people shared note photos. That's pretty good. It's very entertaining. Let me fire it up. You gotta get the right one.
Facebook is changing the name to Meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's contagious. How's your granddaughter doing?
She's a rotten kid.
I don't know where she gets it from.
I know where she gets it from, and it's not me.
Uh-huh. Oh, sure.
She's in kindergarten now,
I figured she'd be about 5 or 6 years old.
and
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, nope.
Yeah.
My grandkid would do that if we let her.
Yeah. God, look at
Yeah, that would be a nope.
that. One false move and you're done.
Cave exploring, that's a nope.
I'm not claustrophobic, but I don't think I would like that.
Yeah.
That's when you make a wrong turn somewhere, right? Oops, I'm going straight down.
That's a straight.
Maybe not. That's the one with the gator in the pool. I think that's a gator.
That's just
Oh.
been swimming during an earthquake.
Oh,
So basically,
what's that supposed to be?
there's a giant hole
A
in
hole
it.
in his living room.
Oh,
A
yeah.
sinkhole in the living room.
Oops. That was a bad nap. But that's all in that note link. It's pretty
That's-
cute.
There's the snake coming out of GAC.
Is the snake caught a mouse?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You need to watch some of the places you stay, Ray.
I ain't stayed in a place like that in a while.
Centipede in
A
the
centipede in a zipper. Be like, hey baby, let's take a look at this when I take my zipper down. Yeah. Centipede on your joystick. Uh-huh.
That is a beehive, right?
Yellow jackets.
Wasp hive, yeah.
Time for Plan B.
It's time to sell the
the
place or tear it down.
If you'll hold for a second, I'm gonna ask my lead tech here if he knows if you could use something different, because you said there's how many wires going into that? 3? Are they, but does it have wires on every pin?
Oh, they're trying to get us a flood there. Everybody's trying to get away from the water. So we got
Okay.
They're all
critters.
on it. Marker
on the
post,
post.
yeah.
Okay.
For a second. Are you familiar with the wicked laser?
Hmm.
X, the X volume? No,
Just a second. Let me.
Oh, yeah.
gross.
It's from, yeah. It just froze.
You hear another
Still,
guy?
it's gross.
Oh, parking meter. Oh, yeah. Mountain lions, yeah.
It's,
A monster alligator while strolling through Myrtle Beach.
it's 6:45.
All right, we gotta get out of here. Beach covered with jellyfish will be our last one, maybe. Now that one can't wait. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a nope. I'm out of that store.
It froze in Disney World one time, and these guys were falling out of the trees. They would freeze and fall out of the trees.
This monitor lizards.
All right, bam.
When they freeze, they would die.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Had to drop by.
Yeah. they
See y'all next week.